Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Liu Chen with your 140 Bulletin. Here are today's top sports stories. Manchester United picked up their first trophy under Erik ten Hag with a 2-0 victory over Newcastle. It's been an impressive transitional season for United, sitting third in the Premier League and still in the Europa League and FA Cup. The Dutch manager wants to continue picking up silverware at the club.
Therefore, we have to sacrifice and to suffer every day to win trophies. It shows something, silverware, that you are on a good pathway, you are in a good direction. It's one cup and it's February, but it shows we are in the right direction. And so this has to be the inspiration.
Here in studio with me, we have our football correspondent, Max, to speak a little more about the final yesterday. Max, just how big of a win was this for United?
Oh, it was a huge win for Man United. Their first trophy in 6 years. It really seems that this is a turning point for Erik ten Hag in his Man United career. He's left a real impression on the squad. The transfers he's made with Anthony on the right wing, Casemiro and CDM, who got the opening goal. He's been fantastic. But probably the most pivotal point for Man United has been the form of Marcus Rashford, obviously. He scored the second goal to secure the win for them yesterday, and he's making such an impact. Just a word on Newcastle, you've got to feel bad for them. Obviously, 2-0 loss. They've travelled in great fans. In large numbers, really felt like a home game for them. So, yeah, you've got to feel sympathy for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, that wasn't the only big match that we had yesterday, but Spurs also playing Chelsea in the Premier League. Just how did that match play out?
Yeah, you've got to remember, this is a huge game. Obviously got a bit overshadowed by the Carabao Cup final, but say Tottenham were 2-0 victors, and Oliver Skip goal, first goal for the club, an absolute rocket from outside the box. Harry Kane secured the victory for Tottenham. A bit of a tap in at the back of the post, but 18th Premier League goal of the season. He's having a great season. But the main headlines are obviously on Chelsea and Graham Potter. They've only had 2 wins in 15 matches. They're 1-0 down in aggregate to Borussia Dortmund. And yeah, he's under great pressure. You've got to feel that if this form continues for them, his days are numbered. So Potter does accept the criticism, and he understands why the fans are not happy with what's happening.
You know, our supporters have been, I would say, very fair, and they've supported the team. I have absolutely no complaints with the supporters. They're entitled to be frustrated and upset and angry with the results that we've got.
Thank you, Max. Southampton's nightmare season continued on Saturday with a 1-0 defeat away to Leeds. This is the Saints' 16th defeat of the season, keeping them bottom of the Premier League on 18 points. The boys from Southampton have a busy upcoming week at St Mary's, welcoming Grimsby Town in the FA Cup 5th round on Wednesday and Leicester City in the Premier League on Saturday. Celtic have won the Scottish Cup final after beating Old Firm rivals Rangers yesterday. The current league leaders beat the Ibrox side 2-1 at Hampden Park, with current SPFL top scorer Kyogo Furuhashi getting both goals for his side. Time for some cricket updates now. England have found their way back in the game at Wellington. New Zealand's resilience has come to an end as they finished on 438 in their second innings. Kane Williamson's century has kept the hopes alive for the home team after being asked to follow on. England finished day 4 on 48 for 1, needing 210 more to win on the final day. Australian women's cricket team are crowned World T20 champions for a staggering 6th time. Batting first, the Aussies managed a modest score of 156 runs. In reply, the host South Africa, who were playing in their first ever World Cup final, fell short by 19 runs as Australia successfully defended their world crown. Beth Mooney was awarded Player of the Match for her unbeaten 74 runs. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury locked horns last night, with Fury getting the better of his rival via a split decision. The Briton was easily the busier boxer, landing more accurate punches than the social media star. Paul managed to knock Fury down in the 8th round. However, it wasn't enough as the former Love Island star silenced his critics. Cameron Norrie won his 5th ATP title yesterday. The British #1 beat world #2 Carlos Alcaraz in the Rio Open. Norrie lost the first set 7-5 and then went on to beat the Spaniard in the following set 6-4, 7-5. The world #13 got his revenge after losing to Alcaraz last week in the final in Argentina. Andy Murray was beaten by Daniil Medvedev in the ATP Tour final on Saturday. The Russian third seed beat Murray 6-4, 6-4 to clinch his second title in less than a week. Murray has since pulled out of the Dubai Championship to recover in time for Indian Wells next week. Wales have suffered their worst start in the Six Nations tournament since 2007. They lost 20-10 to England at the weekend, marking their 12th loss in the last 15 games and their third successive Six Nations defeat. Head coach Warren Gatland said that accuracy was a problem for his side.
Oh, I think we can be critical of ourselves in terms of we created probably a lot of problems for ourselves by not being accurate in sort of key and critical moments. You know, that's what Test match rugby is all about.
That's all we have for now. We'll be back at 4:30 for your final news bulletin of the day.